Hey guys, Carl Sorensen, sitesforcontractors.com. Just out for a nice walk on this rainy Monday afternoon, and just thought today we would take a few minutes to talk about website content. More specifically, what we're going to talk about is thin, weak, and duplicate content and how it actually hurts your website. Whether you have a website that already ranks high and you're not getting the type of prospects you want, maybe you're getting really crappy project leads or getting lots of tire kickers, or maybe you have a website and it doesn't rank at all. One of the areas that we look at right away is what you have for content. So if your website has a few pages that outline what services you offer, and when someone visits those pages, you've only got a couple sentences or maybe a couple of paragraphs of text, very generic boilerplate text. We're the greatest, we're the best, we care about you, we do this, we do that. That's thin, weak content. And that's not going to help you rank well, and it's not going to help you attract the right type of project lead if that's what you're after with your site. So anytime we come into a new market with a client, one of the first things we're looking at is competitors' content. So what kind of content do your competitors have on their websites? Is it better than what you have? And we try to, it's called a skyscraper technique, and we're basically trying to see what they have for content if these guys rank high already. So we're trying to build content that's higher quality than theirs. And they call it a skyscraper technique because you're basically trying to build a taller tower over top of their content. If you have a website currently and you have, like I said, weak, thin, or even duplicate content where a developer has just copied and pasted content from another website, maybe it's theirs, maybe it's not, and they've just copied it directly onto your website, that's not going to help you. So thin, weak content doesn't do a very good job at convincing a prospect that you are the expert that you say you are, and it does a very poor job of answering the questions that they may have about your particular service that you're trying to offer with the particular page that they may have landed on. So weak, thin content, one sentence, two sentences, or a couple of paragraphs, it just isn't going to cut it as far as a website that gets results. The other thing that weak, thin content it doesn't do for you is it just doesn't give the search engines enough meat to want to rank you. So if you think your website might suffer from weak or thin content, you want to have a look at your top ranked competitors in your area that are offering similar services. And what kind of content do they offer? What kind of questions are they answering for their prospects on their website? What kind of problems are they addressing and solutions are they offering for the particular service that you're trying to promote? So if you have a look at one of your competitors' websites, or a few of your competitors that rank high in your area for the same services you offer, and you see that they have thin or weak or duplicate content on their site, this is a massive opportunity for you to build a taller tower with your content and potentially outrank them and potentially draw in the quality of project leads that you really want. And that's for anybody that's looking to have a website that becomes an asset for their business. Content is usually the first place that you should be looking. Often, good quality content, you've got to be prepared to pay for it, because it doesn't, it's not something that just a web developer snaps their fingers and all of a sudden you've got pages of high quality content on your site. This stuff takes time to write. It takes research. Sometimes it takes a little bit of testing to get the message right. For a typical contractor's website, if we're going to make pages that target all of the contractor's services, and we make pages that target all of the contractor's service areas, we might have 20, 30, 40, sometimes 50 pages that have to be written. So that takes quite a bit of time. And if you think about it on a time level, anywhere from an hour up to 3 hours or more per page is what it can take sometimes to create this stuff. So if you've got a website that's 30 pages in size and they're spending a minimum of an hour to 2 hours on each page, well, that's 30 to 60 hours just in content creation. That's not the design, that's not optimization, that's not competitor research, that's just creating content for your website. So if you want to attract the best clients in your service area for your services, you want to have the best content. and that's going to help you generate a higher quality of lead, as opposed to dealing with tire kickers or people that just call and waste your time with questions that could probably be answered on your site. The higher quality the content you have, generally the higher quality of prospect you're going to get through your website. So just remember, the next time you see a web developer offering low-cost services for a few $100 or something like that, just remember about content, and you want to be checking out the quality of their content. And is it persuasive, engaging? Would it provide any value to a visitor who is looking for those particular services? Really important. So if you have any questions or comments, let me know down below. If you want me to check out the content on your website to see if it falls under the classification of weak, thin, or duplicate content, let me know. I'm always happy to help. And in the next couple of days, maybe the next few weeks, I'll do a couple of videos on content and how we create great content for a contractor's website that doesn't just rank high, but also attracts the right quality of project leads so that your website can get you great results. Thanks, guys.